Hi, everybody. This is Newcastle Public Library, and we're excited to be celebrating the Pioneer Library System Summer Learning Challenge with you. I want to encourage you to have fun this summer reading and learning with your friends and family. Learn more about this challenge and sign up on the PLS website today. Now, join Newcastle for our Fantasy Tea Party. Well, you can't have a tea party without tea. Let's find out how to make a great cup of tea.
Hi, my name is Jackie Cotter. I work at the Pioneer Library System in Newcastle at our Newcastle branch. I am the Teen Services Librarian, and for our summer kickoff, we are doing a tea party. And I am here to show you how to use loose leaf tea. We have a variety of infusers to look at today, and I would just like to start with the one that I use the most, my own at home, which is this mesh infuser. And as you can see, it is half full of tea, and you probably only want to use about a teaspoon of tea at the most in your infuser because you want to leave plenty of room for it to expand when you add the water to it. And how we use this is a clamp, and it just opens like that. You put it in your cup. This is one made for your cup, and then you add the water. This infuser is a larger one, and it is made to actually go down into your teapot so you can make a whole pot of tea with it. This is an antique infuser. As you can see, it looks like a little teapot. There are all kinds of styles and different ones that you can use. And then this is where you set the infuser once you make your cup of tea. This is another clamp infuser. As you can see, I can show you how it opens. And you fill, this is actually a teaspoon size, so you would fill it right to the lip. And then you have the other half for the expansion. And this one is the newer kind that you can buy. It is made of the silicone that is heat resistant, and it comes apart like this. You just put it back together after you put your tea in, and it works the same way as the metal ones. You just put it in your cup like that. Then what you do once you have it in your cup is you pour your water over it, and then it will begin to steep. Infusers come in many shapes and sizes. Basically, they're just a container that allows water to seep through and brew the tea without letting the loose tea into the cup. I suggest a mesh strainer, as almost all loose leaf teas have a few smaller pieces. You also want a decent sized infuser, as you don't want the tea to be tightly packed inside the infuser. You won't get the full flavors from the tea if it's too tightly packed. Heat the water in a stovetop kettle for best results. This is actually my stovetop kettle that I use quite frequently. Please don't use a microwave. It does something to the flavor. With the leftover hot water in your kettle, pour some in your mug to warm it up before you put your tea water in. This will ensure your tea stays nice and warm. I suggest you go organic. Organic will ensure you have the freshest flavor without any leaching pesticides in your loose tea. Be careful not to oversteep your tea. Green tea in particular is sensitive. If you're not sure, brew a single cup for testing and then adjust next time.
Thank you, Jackie. Who knew there was so much information about brewing tea?
Hi, Miss Ann here. It's time to stand up. We're going to do I'm a Little Teapot. I'm a little teapot, short and stout. Here is my handle, here is my spout. When I get all steamed up, then I shout, tip, me over and pour me out.
You can't have a tea party without scones. Let's find out how to make them.
Hi, I'm Holly with the Pioneer Library System at the Newcastle branch. I'd like to show you how to make cranberry orange scones for our tea party. I found the recipe in a book that I checked out using Hoopla. The book's called Baking Class. For this recipe, you will need 1 large bowl for the dry ingredients, a smaller bowl for the liquids, and a pan to place your scones in for baking. You'll want to go ahead and preheat your oven to 425 degrees. You will need 2 cups of all-purpose flour, a half a teaspoon of salt, 3 tablespoons of sugar, and 2 teaspoons of baking powder. Then you will cut into the dry ingredients 1 stick of cold butter. For the liquids, we have 1/2 cup of milk and 1 egg. And then for the dried fruit, we have 1/4 cup of dried cranberries, and then you'll need 1 teaspoon of orange zest. Okay, we're ready now to start mixing our ingredients together. To begin with, we'll take the 2 cups of flour, pour that in the bowl, 3 tablespoons of sugar, half a teaspoon of salt, 2 teaspoons of baking powder. Mix that up. Okay, now we're going to take the butter and we're just going to cube that with a fork. Oops. So using a fork, or if you have a pastry cutter, you're just going to keep cutting that into the dough until it's nice and crumbly. So once you've got your dough, the butter all cut into the dough, let's just set this aside. And we need another bowl. Crack the egg and pour that into the bowl. And then pour the milk in. And I'm just going to whisk the egg and the milk together. I use my fork, or if you have a whisk. Now pour this milk-egg mixture over the flour mixture. And just stir that together. Okay, I'm just going to stir this a little till it's moistened. And now it is time to add my cranberries. Just stir those in, and then add the orange zest. That really smells good with the orange. All right, we are ready now to get ready to knead the dough. We need to dust our hands with a little bit of flour and make sure you've washed your hands good before we've started cooking. And then dust your cutting board. And then we're going to lay the dough onto this cutting board. And we're just going to knead it for just a few minutes. Okay, so once you have that into a 7-inch circle, you're going to cut that into 8 pieces, like wedge size pieces, kind of like a pizza, with a pizza wheel if you have one, or if you don't have one, you can use a knife. Okay, once you get your pieces all cut, you can put that into your pan. Leave a little bit of space, about a half an inch to an inch between them, give them room to rise. And then you're going to bake that at 425 degrees for 15 to 18 minutes. Enjoy!
Thanks, Holly. Now let's do a craft. Let's make some crowns and some tiaras. If you have pipe cleaners at home, you could shape any kind of tiara or crown that you wanted to. But if you don't have any pipe cleaners, don't despair. Grab some heavy paper or cardboard, maybe an empty cereal box. This is a file folder. Some aluminum foil, tape, scissors, and a pencil. Now, draw whatever design you want to on the heavy paper. Cover it with aluminum foil. Tape the aluminum foil to the paper. I'm going to need to make some slices so that I can fold the aluminum foil over the peaks of my crown. You might have to trim the aluminum foil as you go along. And ta-da! Tape that together and you have a crown to wear to your tea party. Let's learn real proper etiquette for a tea party.
I'm Debbie Chappell, and in this segment we're going to talk about etiquette. Etiquette is the proper procedure for the code of conduct in society. Etiquette is manners, good manners. So today you're going to learn about what good manners, etiquette, you should practice while attending a tea party. The first thing you do after you've been seated is to take the napkin from the left side of the plate and place it on your lap. Keep the crease of the napkin towards your body. Have good posture at the tea party. Make sure that you don't slouch. When you are pouring your tea, you're going to take the tea and hold your hand on the lid, and you're going to fill your teacup no more than 3/4 cup full. You don't want to be making spills or sloshes. Then you can add cream or sugar. If you add your sugar, you're going to stir going back and forth like 12 to 6 on a clock. Do not go around in circles. As you're removing your spoon from your cup, hold it to the side so that it drips in the cup and not on the plate where you're going to place your spoon. Scones are one of the main parts of a tea party. As you get your scone, you're going to take it on your plate and you're going to break it in half. We're going to have cream and jam on our scone. You take some from the dish and put it on your plate. Raspberry jam is generally considered the best. Then you're going to take and you're going to cut into your jam, put it there on your scone, put some cream on top, and you're ready to enjoy this delicious delicacy. Do not start eating until everyone at the table has been served. Don't put your elbows on the table and don't talk with food in your mouth. Take dainty, small bites. What you want to do also is with your napkin, after you've eaten, you want to dab with the inside of the napkin so that there's nothing on the outside. Don't ever smear across your mouth. Enjoy your time at the tea party at this elegant event, and be sure and thank the hostess for inviting you.
Want more about tea party etiquette? For a funny take on it, check out No Tooting at Tea. written by Alistair Heim, illustrated by Sarah Knott, published by Clarion Books. Thank you for joining us in kicking off the Pioneer Library System Summer Learning Challenge. You can count our time together as a learning activity for the Summer Learning Challenge. Sign up today and start logging your activity.